everybody, my name is Connor, and I am here with Donquixote Rosinante versus Charlotte Pudding. My opponent goes ahead, Pudding searches, and gets the Sanji 2k. Good start for him, but yeah, Rosinante is one of the leaders. I've always really liked the appeal of him, the fact that he's a blocker, and I wanted to play him really bad, and I figured since I finished Dressrosa recently, and since we are really close to 500 subs, I wanted to play him for 500 subs, but the 8.5 waiting room is tough, dude. So I ended up playing him here in a casual game, and then at locals. I'm not going to show you all the games because I lost to every black deck, and by the time that these are up, it is going to be time for 8.5. So if you want to see those games, let me know. I will post them, but yeah, we're only going to see 2 Rosinante games for now. That's how my schedule is working. So we do the Baby 5 Searcher, and I'm torn between getting the Viola and the 10-drop Dofi. And I grabbed the 10-drop Dofi. I just think 10-drop Dofi is really good in any green deck, but in this deck especially. And we pass turn. I do think that this deck is really fun. I will post a deck list down below. And I think it's got some heat under it, but my opponent plays we're gonna find the One Piece Searcher, finding a 9-cost Mom, which is just as good as the One Piece if you ask me. And they end up swinging 5 into Baby 5, and I think I could have potentially blocked for Baby 5, but I did not, which it's okay. I think part of the reason I didn't was because they have the Charlotte Pudding to swing into. So we end up drawing for turn, getting the 8-cost Rosinante. I think this list is only running 2 of them. And at 4 Dawn, I'm feeling like we don't have a ton of good plays. I'm thinking my best play is the Sugar, Rest Viola, and then Duval. But it's a little tough. I don't really feel like I don't feel like my hand's bad, and I do have the 0-cost event to help with the lack of counter, and you know, if I have the carrot, by the time I get to 8 Dawn still, if I don't play it out next turn, oh man, the Rosinante into carrot is a great feeling. So we end up swinging the 5 into Viola. I kind of just don't want to give him the 10 Mom yet. You know, he revealed his life and there was a 10 Mom at the bottom. I guess I could, but it's part of the reason I don't want to swing into him, but I do decide to just clear that blocker. And Duval, if you are not familiar, ends up searching the top 3 and putting them at the top or bottom. Basically, excuse me, he's basically Dofi, but a little less, which is good. I feel like this deck, one of the things this deck is trying to do is to 9-cost Sanji into 9-cost or 8-cost Kid, or 9-cost Sanji into 7-cost Hody. I thought about 9-cost Sanji into 9-cost Zoro, but I don't have a lot of 9-cost Zoros. Otherwise, I don't know, maybe he'd be in this list, but my opponent actually ends up playing Conqueror of the Sea to KO both Duval and Sugar. Kind of a bummer to lose Sugar like that, but you know, I will take it. He ends up swinging 5 at life, and I do end up taking it, getting the Rosinante. I love that Rosinante blocker so much. Such a good blocker, especially if you can kind of, I mean, this deck kind of does what green decks do, which is be cheeky and play all the green good cards. But at least this green deck is somewhat on theme besides for the carrot. I think that's the only, well, in the Sanji, I guess, but more so than Monty and the Kaya. But I needed 2Ks in cycling. Okay, you know what, we're done talking about this. But we do top deck Kaya, and we get to our, what is that, 6 Dawn turn. And yeah, see, so there's nothing on the field that I feel like we need to play the carrot to freeze. And I think this is a good opportunity to set up some blockers. And I do feel like I need to swing into life. Yeah, so I want to hold the Rosinante for later, I think. And we swing into life. He takes, and looking at the top 5, do I only do 3? I only do 3 because of the Duval. Oh my gosh, me, a silly fool. But yeah, so we keep it at top. You know what? 3 is all I needed to see. I said, this is good. This is just a casual game after locals, so. And even if it wasn't, I'm not worried about it. Those are decent cards to get next. So he does have the 10 Mob, and I think he's actually been forgetting to ramp, which I think he was playing a different deck at this tournament. Oh, there he goes, ramping. Swinging 6, the Kikinojo and the Conqueror of the Sea in life. I give him that Kaya. Solid 2K option. Solid, just get it, you know, I like having Kayas in this deck, especially if I do, you know, it does end up getting pretty bricked. And he ends up dropping the Missile Sunday to, yeah, just kind of hurt my feelings there. And I think so we are on 8 Dawn. I could Rosinante into Carrot, and I think that wouldn't be a bad choice. And my other option would be to swing pretty aggressively with lead, and then potentially play Rosinante and Sugar. Or I can just swing, I can rest with Sugar and swing aggressively into Missile Sunday, which might be the play there. I am thinking about, I could also rest with Sugar and then play Carrot. Not a bad option. I think I really want to get the 8 cost Rosinante into Carrot playoff though. I think that's one of the only things that in this deck that that Rosinante can play out, which is why I only run him at 2. I think he's a good option. He's searchable, big body, but yeah. So we'll see what I do. I can't remember what I do. This was a while ago, honestly. Yeah, and I am torn for sure. I'm really taking my time to think about this. This is the first time I played the deck in paper, and yeah, I think you can tell. I think realistically, and not even realistically, but I do swing 5. I don't hate that. I think they end up getting the Conquerors out of their life, and I drop Rosinante, resting him to play out the Carrot and passing turn. And he's asking which one I should rest, or which one should freeze, and I think I tell him that, you know, she only can freeze rested characters, so don't be swinging. But we do get to restand Rosinante, which is awesome, because he can block for us. And one thing I really like about this deck is if they try and go for board and start out my hand, they can't. I'm blocking that. Give me that life, you know? It's a really fun, honestly. Highly recommend. So they end up swinging 5 into me, and I'm thinking I'm torn between taking it. I do know they have a 10 mob, so I go to take it, and I decide to counter out, and I give them the Rosinante. Give them the Sugar for this one. Doesn't feel good to use Sugar as a counter, but and my newer sleeves. Speaking of Sugar, there goes Sugar. Maybe should have taken a hit. Losing a Sugar there kind of stinks. Losing 2 Sugars there, so we have 1 Sugar left in the deck. But now we are at 10 Dawn. Definitely don't want to drop the 10 drop on this turn. Did I not draw? There we go. So we get another Carrot. Not a bad option. And it just kind of depends on what I want to do here. I think freezing, I don't think I need to swing into Missile Sunday because you know, she's gonna be frozen for the rest of the game as long as Carrot's on board. So I swing the carrot, and I put my little dino on Miss All Sunday. I think he replaces it with his little styrofoam there. But yeah, freezing Miss All Sunday. And he ends up giving me a 2k to get out of that life swing. And there is a chance that I go ahead and drop the 10-drop Dofi. I don't want to, though. I swing the 8 at life, and he takes... Oh, is there a trigger? No trigger coming through. And I swing... It really does look like I'm about to drop 10-drop Dofi, and I may be dropping 10-drop Dofi to counter swing into the mom, but I'm not sure. I do end up dropping 10-drop Dofi, freezing leader as well. Not the biggest fan of that play. I don't think I had a ton of plays to do, but yeah, not the biggest fan. Dude, that art is so cool. I love that card. That's not even the alt art too. Crazy. But yeah, so his characters stay frozen, which is great. We do have a blocker. We do have 0 cost event. Now, if he has another 10 mom, we could potentially be in trouble. But, ooh, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if he does. We do know that he had that 10 mom in life. And judging by the way he is separating his Dawn, not another 10 mom. So he swings into Rosinante, and I kind of want to keep Rosinante alive. I think realistically I could have let Rosinante go, but I do end up blocking with Dofi, forcing him to swing more into Rosinante if he wants to clear that swing. But realistically, unless he has a blocker, I think we are pretty much in the clear here to go for lethal next game with our large body. But the pudding swing coming in pretty aggressively definitely threw me off, and I am starting to get a little nervous here about what could be happening, what he could have up his sleeve. I think he still has some Dawn up. He might not. He ends up swinging into Rosinante, and I do block and take that life. And then with the 12k into Rosinante, yeah, he ends up going. But we do have 3 swings coming in, and they have 1 life. We get the 2-drop Dofi, but Rosinante, excuse me. But overall, like, I don't think I need to play any bodies here. I think we can do what we need to do. Why am I tapping my Dawn? I think I end up swinging 6, freezing Kikinojo. Don't really want to have that opportunity to, or have my opponent have the opportunity to keep swinging. Yeah, so we get a counter out of hand there, swinging with the 6, and I think I'm doing the math here. Definitely thinking about it. I really could have gone for game, and I don't think I do. Hold on. I guess his hand size must be pretty big. So I swing 5 into... Yeah, okay. I think I swing 5 into the Miss All Sunday, and she dies. Yeah, well, Oh, yeah, that's a massive hand. You know what? That's a pretty big hand. So, yeah, makes sense that I'm not going for lethal, I guess. I definitely was worried about just the game here. So I do swing into Mom. Mom dies. Rip Mom in the chat. And we drop the Dofi. And there I go, doing the top 3 again, dude. I do top 5 next time I play the deck. I'm sorry. But yeah, with the amount of swings they have, I think we'll be okay. They do have 2 swings. They could play 9 mom. I think they have a 9 mom. I think they need to play 9 mom at this point. And with the 2 blockers, 1 life, 3 blockers if you want to count my leader. I think we're sitting okay. I think, yeah, I'm really interested. I think I could have gone for game last turn, but it looks like I wanted to play a little more cautiously. I mean, if you guys have been here a while, you guys know that I have thrown many a games by swinging for lethal too early. So I'm guessing that, judging by what I can see of his hand size, I'm guessing that was my thought here, is that I didn't want to go for lethal too early. So the 9 mom comes down, minusing a Dawn, trashing the Conqueror of the Sea, gaining a life, and putting Rosinante in my life. Pretty solid option, I think. But, and then swinging the 6, I end up going with the 1 with the carrot. I think that 6 was at carrot. And we get the baby 5 searcher. Yeah, I put the cards from the Dofi at the bottom, so yeah. Tapping 1 to play out the baby 5, tapping another 1 to search. Searching, there's a Hody, a Law, a Dofi, a Sanji, and a Rosinante. Kind of unfortunate to see the, like, 3 of the cards that I would like. You know, I would have loved to grab Law there and gotten another baby 5 search off. But, yeah, he's not Donquixote family anymore. But, you know, he's on theme, and that's part of the reason I like having him in the deck. I also like having him in the deck to bounce sugar around. But now it's a little tricky, trying to see what I can do here. Obviously, I don't want to swing into Kikanojo, because I don't want to heal them, and with Carrot on the field, I can just continually give them, I can continually lock them down, so we end up swinging 7 into life, and he ends up taking, and I'm feeling okay about that. So, 7 into life, and I'm trying to figure the math out. And the math, as I've said about 87 times, is the hardest part of this game. So we go 9 into lead, just kind of trying to see what he has in hand, and he does have that 0 cost event, and he 0 cost gives me something and the Hiyori. I end up swinging 10 into life. He takes no 0 cost into life, and since we can't finish him off this turn, I tap 3 to play the Doflamingo. And looking at the top, oh my god, I remembered. Holy moly, I remembered all of a sudden. And do I put that at the top? Yeah, I put that at the top. Not sure I like that. But, yeah, with 1 card in hand and 2 blockers and 2 life, I am hoping we can do this. Also, I feel like I sound very congested. And he ends up playing on the Hiyori, and then, unfortunately, can't place something in the life with the Hiyori. Can't gain life with Hiyori, as unfortunate as that is. And, yeah, so I do restand, and he ends up dropping a card under the table. Don't worry, I checked, no one's under the table feeding him cards. And yeah, so definitely a tough spot for him to be in, and I with 1 card in hand though, we do have the 0 cost in hand too, so that's like a useless card to have as your only card in hand. But we'll see. He only has 3 swings, and depending on what he has in his hand, like I think if he had Conquerors, no, because that would have been 6. Could have gotten rid of my blockers. There's a chance. I'm not sure about the math, but there is a chance if he kept Conquerors, he could have bottomed my blockers and gone for game, but I'm okay with that. He ends up swinging 9 at lead, and I'm trying to decide if I want to take it, or 9 at carrot, excuse me, and I do let her go. I'm thinking all I need to do is keep Dofi alive. And he swings into baby 5, and I block for baby 5. And then he swings 5, and I block that, and he drops another 10 bomb. trashing my Hody, which is such a bummer. And we pass turn, we get the Duval, and now I think it's crunch time. I think potentially letting the what is her name? Carrot. Oh my gosh. Letting Carrot go was not the right play, but we do end up searching for the top 5, and we end up grabbing Viola, just a 2k. Was hoping to find something a little beefier, but honestly at this point I don't think I really needed to search. With that, I think we should be pretty comfortable swinging 10 and then the rest on Rosinante. I think I'm trying to count how many cards he has in hand. So I swing, I can't even count that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I swing 9 into life. And he ends up taking, and I just put the rest on Dofi, swinging, 14 at lead. And he has the 0 cost. He has 2 0 costs. Hiyori, and he can't get there. So good game. Maybe if he did it a little differently, he could have. But he discarded a 0 cost with a 0 cost. So, yeah. So that is Rosinante, one of the games I'll show. The other game, I'm definitely feeling a little more confident on the deck. But, yeah, I had so much fun building this leader and playing this leader. So, I hope you guys had fun watching. If you guys liked this video, hit that like button down below. Helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new. And I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.